The first sign of trouble was after a routine physical that included blood work. I had an elevated PSA. My family physician is located here in Oakland City at the Deaconess Clinic, Holly Heichelbeck, and she phoned me and said she had some issues she wanted to discuss. And when I went to see her, she talked to me about the elevated PSA and was alarmed at the level where it was, and strongly recommended that I see a urologist, and I agreed to do that. She found a urologist at the Deaconess Hospital in Evansville, and I went to see him. He got more concerned after an examination and thought I needed a biopsy. They did the biopsy, if memory serves me correctly, in August of 2012, and that's when we found out just how sick I was, and it was pretty far along. I knew that most people didn't get a deadly form of prostate cancer. Normally it strikes men that are a little older than I am, and the scores never go past 6, and normally they can live a happy life with just treatment. When I went back for the diagnosis after the biopsy, I thought we were going to talk about the side effects from surgery, and the side effects weren't all, incontinence, lack of sexual function, things of that nature, and what I wasn't ready for. The doctor mentioned all those things, but he said, as far along as you are, the first thing we have to talk about is how we might be able to save your life. And if you don't think that'll suck the air out of your lungs, you're wrong.
I was shocked. John's always been big He-Man guy, and he's just Superman, and it took a long time for it to sink in for me. It was just, and especially when he mentioned that Dr. Vincent said, we're not really talking about this and that, we're talking about saving your life. And that, when it really became real to me.
Everywhere I went, it just amazed me how kind people were. I'm just not used to that kind of treatment. People really seem to care. I mean, just from the littlest blood test to a bone scan, which is a pretty big deal. Everybody just treated me wonderfully and made me feel like they actually cared about me.
Yeah, the communication between the doctors and the radiology and all of them, that was overwhelmingly refreshing and wonderful for me,
And I think their job really means something to most of the people down there. They feel it. Yeah, and you can tell that when you walk in the door.
And they helped me through the paperwork and through the bills and all the things that I didn't want him to worry about. They helped me with all of that.
There was just never seemed to be any doubt when I talked to any of the people at any of the Deaconess facilities. When they told me this is what we think, I believed them. I mean, they projected they exude confidence there, and that's what you're looking for when you're sick, is somebody that really knows what they're doing. And when we walked in, we always felt like we were with the best people. When Doc Vincent, my urologist, looked at me and he said, "I think we got it." Took me off all the medicines. I'd been on Lupron therapy for 18 months following the radiation, and I've had no PSA, a totally undetectable PSA for 18 months now. He said the industry standard to call you cancer-free is 2 years, so we're 6 months away from that. And he smiled and said he's going to take me off all the medications and all the treatments, and he'd see me in 6 months and part company then.
He went in for that last Lupron shot, and when he walked in that door and said, "I didn't get it," Dr. Vincent said, "We don't need it. We've got it beat." I'll never forget the smile on his face. That was a pretty big day.
my biggest piece of advice for anybody that has just been diagnosed is to pay attention to what the doctors are telling you. Try not to let it get the best of you. Keep your spirits up, because there is always hope. There's wonderful networks of support out there that if you need people to talk to, they're there, and to take advantage of those as well.
Something that I did was I kept a notebook and a pen with me all the time, in my purse, sitting at my desk, even in the kitchen when I was in there cooking, because I would write down questions that I had that I didn't want to forget, because Dr. Vincent said, you know, you're going to leave here today and you're not going to remember a lot of what I've said because you're in shock. And he said, you're going to be in shock probably on and off through this whole thing. He said, write things down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They saved my life. It's hard to talk about, but I don't know what else to say. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you for, they were so patient, and they worked through all the finances with me. They worked through, you know, what to expect and what to do when he went home. There was always, you know, an instruction sheet. There was always a phone number I could call if I just needed to talk. So yeah, thank you. Thank you is the big, you know, it sounds so simple, but it's just the best word I can come up with. I completely credit them with saving my husband's life.